Hello there, Libra. This is Sophi with Lady of the Unknown Oracle. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so happy to have you with us today. And if you are returning, thank you so much for your continued love and support. I appreciate you guys so very much from the bottom of my heart. Truly, I am so appreciative to have you here. I'm so happy too that my readings have provided you with the guidance, the comfort, the clarity that you seek moving forward. And I hope that this end is achieved as well for those of you who are here for the first time. So I thank you guys so much, and I am so happy to be of service to you. Guys, we're going to get right into it. This is your March 2019 reading, okay? It is general, so what is reflected in today's reading, okay, may not be reflective of your current situation, but I do recommend revisiting the reading at the end of the month just in case your situation changes, okay? It's also general in that this isn't particularly love or finances or anything specific in that sense, but I will call out specific timelines or specific pairings or specific shifts that I see, okay, as they're spotlighted. I'll do my best to call them out. As you can imagine, you know, there can be so many different storylines in one reading, but I'll do my best to call out the ones that I see most prominently. Okay, in your pre-shuffle, Libra, you had the Five of Swords come out quite a few times, all right? It was paired with cards of stability, okay? So for example, the first time the Five of Swords came out was also with the Ten of Pentacles. And so to me, that immediately screams a foundation that was built on lies, right? A foundation of something that was built on dishonesty. Someone lied from the very beginning, whether that was in a partnership or on an application or in a relationship. There was just lies from the beginning, deception or manipulation, coercion, right? The beginning of something that was supposed to last the test of time. It was built on, you know, it was just built on a foundation of lies. And the second time it came out with the Four of Wands, all right? So then even if it's not the type of riches or the type of wealth or the type of foundation that has already hit its longevity, it could still pertain to something that is just coming into fruition for you now. A major first step you've recently taken. Be very careful, Libra. If you are in the early stages of some type of stability, like development in something stable, a job, and you have a partner that you're working with, or if this is romantic for you and you're thinking about moving in with somebody, I highly suggest, especially with the Page of Swords wanting to be seen, someone could be spying on you, kind of like that feeling of them being up to no good, but then looking to see what you're doing, because if you're doing something behind someone's back, you kind of suspect that the person is doing, like, you know, that people are doing wrong, you know, incorrect things or being bad behind your back as well. Like if you're doing it, then you kind of expect other people are doing it, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting. Just be very careful, Libra. If you are trying to develop some type of foundation with another person, I'm sensing that their intentions may not be exactly where they should be for the type of goal you are trying to achieve. The Emperor had also come out with the Lover, so you could be dealing with Aries or Gemini. With the Eight of Wands just there, this could be happening very quickly. So be careful. Don't let the speed of progress get in the way of what you're noticing. If you're noticing red flags, pay attention to them, Libra. Okay, let's go ahead. Cut the deck. We're ready. All right, so bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Cups, Libra. So you could be dealing with a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. If not, this is you coming into your feminine energies. All right, this is you trying to tap into your creativity. You're trying to tap into your unconditional love. With the Queen of Cups in this deck, I always am drawn to the stars in her hair, right? So there's a very dream-like, you know, very flowy, dream-like disposition that she has. And so it could be that in the month of March, you're going to be coming into your femininity, whether you are masculine or feminine. I see that right now the focus is going to be on creation. The focus is going to be on creating something new, creating something from the heart, tapping into your creativity, what it is you desire, what it is your heart calls to. You're going to be answering some type of divine call or some type of, you know, I just feel like you're being drawn from the heart into something very, very special. And that's going to be the focus, is being true to that and honoring that feeling, that attraction that you're feeling, either towards a person or a situation. I feel like you're leading with your heart very strongly. Okay, with the Page of Swords, though, I do advise you, Libra, to make sure that while it's beautiful, oh wow, we're so out of focus. I'm sorry about that, guys. So this is the Queen of Cups, in case it blurred out before I was able to really show that to you. I'm sorry about that. You know, but I do advise you, Libra, with the Page of Swords coming out as well, that you make sure that you proceed with caution, as always, right? Not just, I think the need to bring attention to this is because your emotions are taking such a stronghold, especially because we're in Pisces season, guys. You know, it's just we're gravitating a lot towards exploring the roots of our emotions. And for those of us who are not as adept, we can get lost. We can get lost in the waters, right? We can almost feel like we're drowning, right? So just be very cautious, because I feel like you're going to be feeling very emotionally charged. And with the Page of Swords, there's a caution here. Make sure that you're gathering the information you need in order to proceed forward in the best way possible, guarding your heart and protecting what it is you're trying to build. Right now, you are feeling the Seven of Cups. You are currently the Seven of Cups. Either you have a lot of options going on, or you're kind of confused. With the Moon crossing you, this is a double confirmation of some type of confusion, or, you know, the facts are being obscured here. Something could be hidden. The Five of Swords, again, is coming out. So this is in your thoughts, in your headspace, right? Feels like you're suspecting. I feel like you already are suspecting, Libra, that someone is not really staying true to their word. In your heart, there's Temperance. So it could be that if this is someone that you're dealing with in a partnership, romantic or otherwise, a friendship even, or even just within yourself, right? The relationship that you have with yourself, you're really trying to find a common ground, some type of balance, a harmony. I also see you, and for some reason, I see you kind of trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here. Like, you suspect them of doing something, but you're trying really hard to be patient with them. And it almost, you know, just be cautious with that, Libra, because it's nice. You know, I'm Libra rising. I completely understand the need to have faith in people's better judgment and good nature. But the truth is we have to also be honest with ourselves. And when we're seeing some type of injustice, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this straight before I lose my mind. You know, when we see people doing something that is just not balanced, not fair, not just, right? We can't let them get a pass on it. Because for us, confrontation can be kind of scary. You know, we like to be balanced. We like to, you know, keep things, just the scales even. We don't like being the one that puts too much weight on either scale. But sometimes we have to ready ourselves for that type of confrontation, that type of dealing with a situation. So in the recent past, we had the Ace of Wands. We could have had some type of ambition, some type of gift from the divine, right? That spark, an opportunity to feel inspired, to feel motivated. I'm getting, for a lot of you, you know, this is the motivation that someone gave you just by being in their presence, right? This could have been a partner coming in. You have the King of Cups. So if this is not you, right, we do have a pairing now, right? So if you identify with the Queen of Cups, it could be that your match is coming in. It could be a water sign as well, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or this could just be the duality for you within yourself. King of Cups, Queen of Cups, a lot of water energy. In your heart, you've got Temperance. So there's definitely a balance you're attempting to strike a balance between either two elements within yourself, or just between yourself as one of these elements and another element out in your situation, another person, or just a situation at large that is testing your creativity and could be somewhat closed off. I feel like this King of Cups here is a closed off energy. Even though he tends to be open, I feel like he's closed. So coming in, you've got the King of Cups, but this Ace of Wands, I feel like, was really the origin of some of your creative energies lately. So your inspiration. This could have just been an overall gift from, you know, from the divine. Just one day you woke up and you felt inspired and you were like, this is what I'm going to do. Let's make it happen. And so this situation could be speaking to just a current situation with another person, affecting this dream, this inspiration, this motivation, this new beginning. You see yourself as the Three of Pentacles. So there's a lot of collaboration in whatever this situation means for you. This could be with a partner in a loving relationship. With the Temperance, we do have the Two Cups here that is going back and forth. So there is trying to work out some type of balance, mixing two things that may not normally mix, right? Trying to find some type of middle ground. Almost like synergistic, right? Where the two parts become greater. You know, the whole becomes greater than the two parts separately. So I feel here that whether it's romantic or otherwise, there's a common goal, right? There's a common vision here that you and this other person, or you and these other people, are trying to work towards together. In the environment, though, somebody is holding back. Someone is blocking either progress. Someone is blocking communication. Someone is holding on to their gifts and not sharing, and it's what's making things a little tense. Your fear here is the Nine of Swords. So there's a lot of anxiety going on with you, Leo. Leo could be dealing with a Leo. Libra. There's a lot of anxiety and sleepless nights, but I feel like for you, with this being in the fear position, your fear here is truly not the fact that, I don't think your fear is coming from whatever it is you're feeling anxious about. I feel like you're afraid that the fact that you're not getting very much sleep, or you're afraid that the feeling of anxiety that's following you right now is actually going to keep you from achieving your goal. Potential outcome is the Three of Wands. So you could be looking to travel, which looks like it will be happening. But overall, these are expectations, right? There's a sense of optimism with the Three of Wands, hopefulness. You're expecting that what you've put out into the world will be coming back to you. Good karma, good wishes, love, light, blessings. You know, you could be waiting for someone's return, possibly, with the King of Cups. You know, when you've got a court card coming in as what's, you know, the energy that will be entering. This could be someone very, very significant that influences your life, and they're going to be returning to you. That's pretty beautiful. That's lovely, actually. I feel like for some of you, and I have to just call this out because this is, you know, I couldn't help but get this. For some of you, you know, you have a spouse, or you have someone who you care about very deeply, who has been serving, you know, who has been serving their country, who has been providing just a tremendous service to us, to our freedoms. And we're all thankful for their service. And I feel like perhaps you have been trying really hard to keep it together while they've been away, right? But they're coming in, okay? With the King of Cups, we have the Emperor here as well. Someone who's very much in their power. This person is coming in, okay? So this is somebody that is returning to you. All right, I have to throw that out there because I see that. With the Emperor again, right, we've got Aries here. So this is definitely one half, this is one component of a couple. So we'll see if the Empress comes out. But let's go ahead and take a look. Let's take a look at what this is. Libra, Libra, Libra. Just proceed with caution, my friends, okay? Always proceed with caution. Not because there's anything innately wrong with this particular situation, but you just always want to provide little checks for yourself. You just want to check in. Okay, that's beautiful. Six of Wands, so victory. If you have Aries in your chart, okay, if you have Aries in your chart, if you have water in your chart at all, you're going to be feeling very victorious, okay? I have a feeling, especially with the Emperor being here, very stable. And then with the King of Cups, you know, because the Emperor and the Empress, they are the embodiment of the kings and the queens. So with the Emperor here being the embodiment of all the kings combined, plus the King of Cups is here to kind of reiterate that, I feel like you're going to be very much in tune with a purpose that really, really just it fills your heart with joy, right? It's something that truly fulfills you, something that just makes you very, very happy. The Emperor is also a boss, so it could be a business that you're starting. And you're going to be very, very victorious, okay? You're going to be very successful. Eight of Pentacles. You've been putting in a lot of that hard work. Let's see. Right now, you are the Seven of Cups, okay? So you're feeling a little confused. You might have multiple options. Overall, though, you know, it's almost like a smoke screen. Something is hiding, especially with the moon being what's crossing, right? A lot of things are hidden beneath the darkness of the moon. So with the Seven of Cups, there's a judgment, which it's not surprising, but the judgment also calls to renewal, right? The revival of something. With the moon, Five of Swords again. So it could be here that there's a lot of doubt right now that someone's being honest. With the Seven of Cups, it almost feels like someone's giving you a song and dance, right? Like, oh, well, it could be this, or yeah, it could be that, or you're the one, but meanwhile, you have reason to believe that you are not the only one, right? Or, you know, yeah, we can do it your way. Let's go ahead and do that. But then they try to do it that way. But meanwhile, in the background, they're doing their own thing and not really keeping to the plan. You know what I'm saying? It's almost feeling like someone's trying to convince you that you guys are working on the same vision, but it's not actually happening. Yeah, like the judgment with the Seven of Cups, it's almost like a renewed confusion. It's like a renewed confusion where it's like right when you start to have clarity, something happens that makes you fall right back into this anxiety, right back into this, are they really being honest with me? Are they really telling the truth? With the Five of Swords on your mind and the Star, this has been a long time. This has been a cycle. With the moon here as well, this is cyclic, which is with the Five of Swords having come out twice, right? This is very cyclic. Like it feels like you have just re-entered a point now where you were on the cusp of believing them and then something happened that made you go right back into this suspicion. Like, yeah, I don't know if your intentions are pure. In your mind, you're thinking, you know, let me have some faith in them, right? Let me have some faith in them. Let me, you know, yeah, this has been kind of the way it's always been. You could be dealing with Aquarius as well, Libra, or you could have a Aquarius in your chart as well. If this is you having doubts within yourself, right? This could just be kind of like the back and forth that you are internally going through for your life's purpose. You know, it's a constant cycle of doubting, you know, like you have faith and then you lose it. You have faith and then you lose it because there's somewhere along the way, someone convinces you or shows you that where you thought you had the same end goal, you actually might not. And you're trying really hard to have faith or maybe even heal, right? There was something about this in the past that really hurts you. Remember well, actually, no. The Three of Swords has come out in the pre-shuffle. And so this could be something that you're coming back from, some type of healing that you've done to try to trust them again, but it's not happening. You're not really trusting them. In your heart, you're trying to find temperance, you're trying to find balance, patience, tolerance, right? Trying to find that middle ground, giving them the benefit of the doubt. But with the Tower is coming in for you guys, Libra. Something had made you feel like, you know, balance is very much a Libra trait. Okay, let me just start there. With Temperance, we have the need to balance out these feelings, these two cups, the contents of these cups. Two things that don't normally mix, right? And that's kind of our thing, right, Libra? It's kind of our thing. Like, we really enjoy keeping the peace. We like keeping things balanced. We don't do Tower moments. We don't rock the boat. We don't do anything that could jeopardize the stability of something, even though the stability might not be what we need it to be or what is right. You know, stability sometimes we think is the lesser of the two evils, right? So if we're in a situation that is unjust, it might be more unjust to create the kind of chaos that would come from dismantling the whole foundation, right? So we kind of weigh our pros and cons on our own scales and we figure, okay, whichever option causes the least amount of damage is what we'll go with. Not realizing that we have to also calculate this damage in terms of long-term and short-term. So yeah, sometimes this Tower moment that we could cause ourselves might cause some type of short-term damage, but it's going to reap us long-term rewards that just greatly supersede any type of reward we could have ever felt or experienced or earned by maintaining the same cycle that we were keeping before. So yeah, in the long term, of not doing anything, we were able to save ourselves that initial tower moment. But what we've essentially done is we've limited our ability to experience anything really outside of that experience because we were afraid of that initial tower moment. We've essentially, Libra, convinced ourselves to stay in place with faulty logic. And as an air sign, that is truly offensive to that, just to the way, to the, you know, to the our abilities, right? Because intellect is a part of every person, every sign. However, everyone has an affinity for something very special. Water signs have an affinity for emotion, which sometimes air signs just can't articulate, right? Everyone's got a specialty. Everyone has something very special to offer the world. Someone's got a skill set that they bring to the table that sets them apart from others. So Libra, one of your gifts is that you're able to articulate facts, to provide balance to situations, to restore balance to situations. And in an effort, I feel, to keep some type of peace in a situation that you have suspicions are not really, you know, they're not doing you justice. You know, there's something here that you know for a fact is not doing you justice. And instead of bringing it to light, instead of trying to purge it out, you are with, you know, because you know that the tower moment could be the result. You are trying to find temperance. You're trying to find balance. You're trying to heal something that you are seeing replay right before your eyes just over and over and over again. And it's because you've had this epiphany, you've had this realization. It feels to me like you know that this is a cycle that hasn't stopped and won't stop until you do something. But there's like a fear here, especially with the fear being your Nine of Swords, right? You're stagnant because you've reasoned yourself into this cycle of it not being worth it to come out of it. But that's not what your skill set is here for, Libra. Your skill set is not here to perpetuate injustice. Your skill set is here to set things straight, to set the record straight, to see the facts and be like, hey, these are the facts, this is what's right, and I'm the enforcer, right? I can see the injustice and I have the sword. I can cut down the sword on anything here, on any weeds, on anything that is sucking the life out of every other part that is flourishing right now, right, Libra? That's you. That's your forte, that's your gift. And so, but you're giving someone the benefit of the doubt here, so much so that you've essentially robbed your ability of using your gifts to create more balance, true balance in this situation. With the Ace of Wands in the past, this is the Hanged Man. For me, this is a download. In the recent past, you got a download. With the Ace of Wands coming from, coming from the divine, right? This is a ambition, motivation, energy, that spark. For me, the Ace of Wands is very much, the fuel, like the juice that fuels the chariot, right? But here you're not, it's not the chariot. In fact, it's the Hanged Man. There's no movement. There's suspension. You've waited. You've thought long and hard about something. And the truth is, I feel like with the Ace of Wands, after a period of putting in the thought, real true introspection, I feel like there was a motivation to do something, and then you got suckered back into whatever this cycle was, right? I feel with the Ace of Wands, you had this illumination. I feel like you came into whatever download the Hanged Man waits for. You had the motivation to get things moving and to change things. But then with the Judgment and the Seven of Cups, you immediately fell back into this confusion, right? With the Judgment, it's revival, right? You've gone back into this cycle of confusion and not knowing which direction to go into. Right? You're not really sure what's happening right now. With the King of Cups in your coming in, Ace of Wands, this could be the person. This could be the person that inspired you in the first place. This could be someone who you look up to, someone who you aspire to be more like. With the Ace of Wands and the Prince of Swords, this is very fast energy, and the Nine of Swords again. So this King of Cups here is the source of your Nine of Swords. This King of Cups here, this person who is very loving unconditionally, right? Fights tooth and nail for the people that they love, for the people they care for, very protective. The Prince of Swords tends to be an energy that comes in rather disruptively, even with the truth, right? Doesn't really matter who's in his way. But I feel like, especially with the Ace of Wands guiding his glide into the reading, I feel like the Prince of Swords right now is taking on a greater sense of very gracefully entering with the truth. The Ace of Wands, I feel like the Prince of Swords is kind of an embodiment of an energy and not a person. It could be an air sign that you're dealing with, Libra. This could be you, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, right? We've got Aquarius here, very strong. But I do feel overall that this is just the speediness with which this Ace of Wands came, right? You weren't held in suspension for too long, but that just tells me that this cycle is just repetitive. Like this might be the 7th time, for example, that you're going through this song and dance. You understand what I'm saying? With the Ace of Wands and the Prince of Swords, I feel like you have been in this Hanged Man, Ace of Wands, round and round. Oh, let's put a hold on this. Let me think about it. Okay, this sounds great. And they do something that makes you feel 5 of Swords again, right? And you give them the faith, you give them the benefit of the doubt. You're trying to temper the situation. You're very patient, very tolerant, Libra. Much more than you should be, I feel. Nine of Swords is here twice. 5 of Swords is here twice. Ace of Wands, right? There's a very real motivation here, Libra, to go above and beyond what it is you're trying to achieve here. And this could be in love, this could be in business, but, you know, or in friendship, whatever your situation. There's a true desire and a motivation and ambition to move forward in either your project or your relationship, your connection, something. But this person here is being very fickle. They're being very fickle, and they're not really being very honest with you at all. I don't see that they're inspired to really speak to you. This King of Cups could be the person who is the offender, right? This person could be the offender. With the Ace of Wands, this is the whole reason. Whatever this Ace of Wands is, perhaps this isn't the clarity that you're looking for. Perhaps this isn't the motivation. Maybe it is. It's the motivation that keeps you in the game, right? A desire for this person is what keeps you hanging on. Right? So this King of Cups perhaps provides you a level of depth and emotion that just drives you wild. And on top of that, you can't help but have a desire, a very strong desire. You fell very quickly in love with this person. They could have, you know, they could be a water sign with air in their chart, or vice versa, right? Possible fire as well with the Ace of Wands. They could have, you know, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries somewhere in there as well, in their sun, moon, rising. Some aspect of their personality or some attribute that they carry is just so attractive to you and so desirable to you that it really keeps you hanging on, even though this situation is not being true to you. With the Page of Swords, I'm being drawn to that. There could be some type of, you know, especially with the 3 of Wands, right? Kind of like internet type of stuff, like distance. There could be a distance between you guys. You could be in separation, but there's something here about spying, trying to gather more information. And there could be some type of deception going on in this platform as well. Right? The fact that there's distance between you guys, someone doesn't trust the other, or the fact that someone is always on their phone, the other, you know, one person doesn't trust the other, or the fact that the other person is very secretive about where they are and what they're doing and who they're hanging out with is making the other person very suspicious, or just the fact that someone here isn't volunteering information that they should be. Something along those lines, right? But there's a lot of secret here. Even with the 5 of Swords, you know, where it can be kind of like an outright, just in your face kind of manipulation, almost like a straight up gaslighting, where you're like, okay, you know, for Libra, like when someone tries to test your, you know, your, what's it, like a logic game, right? When someone comes at you with an A plus B leads to C type of scenario, you're just like, hold on. Like, who do you think you're talking to right now, right? It's very difficult to fool you, because you're looking at the facts always. So someone comes to you with this faulty logic type of BS, and you're just like, excuse me, do you think I was born like literally 2 seconds ago? Like, I have a brain and I use it. Are you kidding me right now? Like, please stop. And it's not like, you know, I'm Scorpio sun, so I can't say anything. I don't know how much water you have in your chart. I can be pretty squishy inside. But if you have a lot of Libra, if you have a lot of air in your chart, Libra, right? It could be that confrontation for you may not necessarily be that difficult if you have more than just Libra in your chart. Perhaps if you have Gemini, right? If you have Gemini in your chart or Aquarius in your chart, the idea of confrontation for the name of maintaining balance doesn't really strike you as a difficult challenge to overcome. But if you find that you do have some water in your chart, then this type of scenario could be a little bit difficult for you, because it might require rocking the boat, right? The rocking of the boat that we were talking about a little while ago, it could require a little bit of that. So, but let's continue with the 3 of Pentacles. With the 3 of Pentacles, there's a sense of collaboration, right? There's teamwork here. 3 of Pentacles again, right? Teamwork, collaboration. 10 of Wands. It's difficult working with this person. There's a lot of pressure surrounding working with this person, almost like a sense of obligation as well, Libra. So consider for a moment why it is you're working with this person, because It doesn't look like they have your best interest in mind. It doesn't look like you guys share the same vision. On top of that, there's an obvious friction that's going on between you guys. It could be with this communication as well. If this is not a romantic interest, right, who you have a lot of passion for, who is basically driving you up the wall because you're seeing this cycle, but at the same time, you can't help that you're so attracted to them. This could be literally like someone that you're working with in terms of business. This could be someone who you own a business with or are beginning a venture with, an emperor type, right? Possibly a mentor. Maybe you are serving as a mentor and they're dropping the ball. Like with the Prince of Swords, you know, with the Knight of Swords, right? They're coming in so damn fast, so reckless that you're Knight of Swords. Like you're getting anxious at night. You can't sleep, but you're just like, what in the hell are you doing? Like you're jeopardizing all of this and just being with them. Like the Ten of Wands with the Three of Pentacles to me just speaks very highly of obligation. Like you don't want to work with this person, but yet you're still doing this round and round, here we go again type of energy. Four of Pentacles is what's here in the environment. Yeah, someone is holding on to the... So just to point this out, with the Empress and the Emperor now on the board, what I was saying before. Where is it? The King of Cups with the Queen of Cups. We've got one couple and now we've got another couple, right? So very obvious possible romantic situation going on here, especially with Temperance, balancing the two cups. There could definitely be... there could be a potential three-party situation only because we've got deception, we've got a Three of Pentacles and a Three of Wands, along with a couple, two sets of couples here, a lot of anxiety, and multiple people who could be different signs, right? We've got Temperance, which could be Sagittarius, the Moon, Pisces, Cancer, right? The Hanged Man, Pisces, right? Scorpio here with the Tower. So Page of Swords, it could be just another air sign. The Knight of Swords could be more air signs. Aquarius up here, right? So we've got multiple possible players in the game here. We've got a possible reconciliation. So it could be, if this is love for you guys have been reconciling over and over and over again. And yet in the environment, someone here is holding on to either you, if you identify as the Empress, someone is trying to hold on to you. And you are just like, your effort is not enough. Right, Libra? Like, it's like you're so fed up and so jaded with all of the past behavior that even now, if they were being completely honest with you, it's like their behavior is just not aligning at all with what you guys agree the relationship should look like. Like, you're just so unhappy and just in a place where it's like you just can't even trust them anymore, that even though they might be holding on to you, you're just like, it doesn't feel like it. You're holding on to me, but it literally doesn't feel like it, because I want being cherished and honored to look like XYZ, and you're literally doing ABC. Like, you're still doing the same stuff, or just not listening to me. Like, I'm telling you how to love me and you're not loving me that way. Right? It could be as well that this person is blocking you. This person is blocking you in the environment. This person is literally just, there's a block here. They're not moving. They're not trying to expand with you. They're just staying in the same place, and instead keeping you in this perpetual round and round, you know, merry-go-round type of situation. A third possibility here, and I hate to say it, could be that this person is either blocking, right? Could be blocking someone who's trying to interfere. Oh my God, excuse me, guys. Oh, thank you if you blessed me. Four of Pentacles, if the Empress is not you and it's not the person with whom you are dealing, right? This could be the third party here making an appearance. So you feel free to exchange the energy in any particular way that makes sense to you guys, right? Energy is fluid. And so this could be, these characters are energy, and whoever embodies this energy best, only you guys can know, right? So the Empress, this person here, could just be not wanting to expand with you if you identify as the Empress. They're blocking that possibility. You know, they want to hold on to you in all of your Empress glory without actually honoring you and all the principles that come with respecting you. And that's not really fair. And I think you know that. But I also think that there's something about the situation that has become so cyclic and so habitual that you almost are afraid to break the cycle. This could be another person as well, all right? So this could be a third-party situation where your counterpart identifies as either the Empress or the Emperor and actually sees their third party as their counterpart and not you. And I don't like, I hate to say that, But there's just something so damn insincere about this person, if this is romance for you, that I just don't see them wanting anything truly serious with you. And if it was something truly serious, at the very least, I feel like they're trying to do the very barest minimum to be with you. Completely just the barest minimum. And if this is a business partner, or if this is someone who is non-romance related, just someone who you're trying to bring your finances, improve your finances with, or improve your career prospects with, there's someone here that's blocking the opportunity to expand. There's someone here that is either holding back their skills and not wanting to share what they have to offer with you in order to expand. They're keeping it all to themselves. This person could be stealing money. All right. This person could very well be stealing money. But there's a block here. They're not allowing your critiques, right? They're not allowing your ability to expand their knowledge. Like they're not allowing that into their headspace so that they can improve themselves. It's just, there's such a stubborn damn energy here. They're just really stubborn. Like they don't want anything that you have to offer. They don't want anything that you have to offer. They want to be in control, even though the way they're in control is just not in leader fashion, right? They're not leaders, this person. This person is like I feel like they think very highly of themselves. And just because they're really good at manipulating people, they think that that counts as a skill. That's not a freaking skill. Like, that takes so much of your... That's just... That's ego. That's just... You're leading with your ego at that point. Like, your ego is so flaky. Your ego is scared of everything. Right? That doesn't make you powerful. That makes you so weak. That makes you the weakest you could be. This person is so unclear about where their strengths are. And when you try to step in to show them what strength really is, they try to bring you down. Libra, it's time that you put your foot down and drop the sword on their freaking neck. I don't know. I'm not advocating violence, but I'm just saying, man, Libra, it's time. I'm just saying metaphorically, it's time to show them who's boss, right? You see there's a clear injustice here. Clearly there's an injustice. They're overstepping their boundaries, and the only reason I see that they're overstepping their boundaries is because you are allowing it. You're not really correcting the situation. You're letting them think that their method is working, and it's really not. This Emperor feels very victorious right here. They feel very victorious. Your fear here, again, is the King of Cups. That's what exactly, like, it's this King of Cups. Whoever this King of Cups is here in your fear, I can't help but notice the King of Cups is very happy in this particular deck, right? And he's always happy in this deck. But I'm just saying, like, especially with the Nine of Swords in the fear position, this is someone who you're afraid that they are going to come out on top. And they will. They will come out on top. If you don't correct this situation, they will come on top. Yeah. They will feel victorious while you're left to pick up the pieces, Libra. Because they are winning. They're winning. If you identify this person as not only the King of Cups, right? This person's the Emperor, right? This is somebody who has the potential, who is in a position of power, right? I'm feeling that this person here is not a true Emperor. They're just in a position of power, a position of authority. They have the ability to call the shots and have their shots be respected by others. But at the same time, with the King of Cups twice, this person's also very manipulative emotionally. They really get in your head and make you think that you're less than what you actually are. They're full of shit, Libra. I'm sorry for the words, but they really are. They're full of it. They are completely full of it, and they need to be shown who the real boss is. With the Three of Wands, we've got optimism, waiting for something to come in, right? Waiting for something to come in. But the Three of Wands is so optimistic. You have faith. That's the thing, Libra. You have so much faith. Death, yes. You have faith that something is going to change. With the Five of Pentacles, there's a sense of lack and loneliness. And the Moon, again, just one more card. And the Fool. A lot of major arcana. What's under the Eight of Pentacles? The Ace of Swords. That's this Tower moment right here. The clarity. That's this clarity. All right, guys. So with the Three of Wands... With the Three of Wands, we have waiting for your ships to come in. Expectations, right? You're optimistic, but those are expectations. You expect people to be the best of themselves. Because you put your best foot forward, you expect others to put their best foot forward. You might need to change that, reevaluate that, okay? There's a lot of lack going on. There's a lot of isolation, but with the Five of Pentacles, there's a sense of, I feel very drawn to the fact that this card says worry at the top. right? There's a lot of worry, especially because of the Nine of Swords being in your fear position and coming out twice. There's just so much worry. The moon is not only the unknown, right? But it's also anxiety, depression. The Fool is a brand new beginning, the metaphorical baby, right? That just the moment before life where the miracles happen, right? So while we want to say that the darkness brings the unknown and the unknown can be scary, the unknown is also where the baby comes from. The unknown is where all life starts. All life starts in the darkness. Okay, so while you might be afraid right now of what this change could mean, this change could mean if you were to put your foot down and you were to exert the authority you know that you honestly, truly have over this person. You have, there's a huge amount of power in truth, but the thing is that unspoken truths will never be acknowledged. This is potential power. When you know the truth but don't speak it and you don't enforce it, this is potential power. It doesn't actually have power until it is spoken and enforced. And you have the opportunity to do that, Libra. And it's a call right now for you to do that. Because the Three of Wands, you're expecting others to change. Right? You think that once there's lack, right? Once this person who's here has a reason to feel anxiety too, once this person realizes, oh, well, the way they do things is not going to work, right? This manipulation, they're going to realize I'm not going to be a very good person to them anymore. They're going to realize that I'm not going to give them love anymore. This person doesn't care, Libra. They don't care because as long as they're the ones calling the shots and you are the one going along with them, they are always going to thrive. They live for this stuff. You might think that you're sticking it to them by not giving them what it is you would want in return, right? So maybe you withdraw love, maybe you withdraw attention, whatever it is. But as long as you show that what they're doing works, by getting upset, by getting anxious, by getting depressed, by pretending like you're sticking your fingers in your ears and being la la la, I can't hear you, right? By showing that what they're doing actually affects you, that's what they live for. Honestly, Libra, if this is a romantic partner, I'm getting a very narcissistic energy here. This person only feeds off of the fact that they're bringing misery into your life. They're not happy to build with you. In fact, I think because they know that you want to build, they're using that as a way to keep the cycle between you guys going. Right? They feel very, very happy that they're able to successfully manipulate you time and time again. You need to get out of this mindset, Libra, that this person is going to be affected by loss. They are not affected by loss. You are the only person right now who is affected by this whole situation. The other person is sitting pretty. You need to, right now, what you need to do, with the Fool and Death here, I feel like this is the energy you need to embody. You need to kill the situation so that you can bring about the ability, the newness. We've got the Tower moment right here. So the Tower moment has happened or will be happening for you very, very soon. The Tower in terms of timing is immediate, right? Just near immediate. It's something that is just like if you were to put a time on it, it would happen in a matter of days, maybe weeks, right? But it's an inevitable intervention by the divine to bring a truth to light, to dismantle some type of foundation that was built on faulty hopes, right? False logic, just on just a bad foundation, right? So there's a need here for you, Libra, especially if you're dealing with a Scorpio, if you're dealing with an Aries, right? Again, strong Pisces, Scorpio. There's a need here for you, Libra, to realize that this person is not affected by lack. In fact, they thrive in moments of lack, because then what happens is they sink their claws into people like you who are so kind-hearted and they take advantage of you. So I don't know if you've been providing for them, if you've been providing your resources to this person and they are taking everything for granted, and you probably think to yourself, well, it's okay because once we run out, they'll have no other choice but to get a job. Or they're not going to have a choice but to move out. They don't care. They're going to stick with you, Libra, until the end of time. They're going to stick with you because they love the fact that they have so much power over you and over this situation. You need to leave the situation. I mean, I can't tell you. At the end of the day, it's free will, guys. It's what you decide to do, okay? But just based on what I see, if this is resonating for you, Libra, I'm sharing with you the way a friend would. This is not the kind of situation that is worth prolonging, because you're depressed here. The Moon is here twice. The Nine of Swords is here twice. As a friend to a friend, If my friend were depressed, I would tell them that they need to leave. That's just me. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything and say, well, you could talk sense into him. No, there's no talking sense into this person. This is the 7th time or the 8th time or the 10th time that they've put you through the ringer like this. This isn't something that you asked for. It's not something you deserve. Here you are with your sweet, beautiful heart here in temperance, trying to keep it together. Meanwhile, the Tower, the divine, is coming in and telling you, stop it. Stop feeling like this. There's nothing here worth keeping. Learn your lesson and move on. Right? No. Especially with the feminine, the Queen of Cups, right? You're just so sweet, so feminine, just, you know, you're really trying to create something out of these broken pieces, but it's truly time for you to just start really thinking of an exit plan, because it's damaging your mental health. It really is damaging your mental health. And you have so much opportunity here to start over. These are major arcana cards. Okay. These are life lessons. These are the major stages that you're moving through in a life, you know, just in terms of your lifetime. These are very big phases that you are working through. And I feel like there's a lesson here to be taken from it. And I feel like you've come kind of to the end of your cycle. I feel like this was a cycle that has just happened over and over and over again. Right? The moon is just cyclic. It's just cyclic. With the Fool, this is, you know, the Fool is the beginning and the end, right? The Fool and the world, basically. The Fool is the brand new beginning. When you are the Fool, the ending from a prior lifetime has come to an end. On top of the Death being a punctuation of, you know, with Death being the punctuation of an end, right? In case anyone is, you know, suggesting that because the World card isn't here or the Wheel of Fortune isn't here, then there is no end. There is most definitely an end, but it's also saying you need to have a new beginning, but doing something else. This isn't reconciliation. This is, you need something to end so that you can be who you need to be. Transform. You have to, there's an opportunity here to be better than to live in a life better than what you have had up to this point. But by accepting the circumstances of this situation, you're keeping yourself from really living out the potential that you could. And this also applies to those of you who are not in a romantic situation, right? If you are in a financial situation or a business situation and you're dealing with someone who is just really abusing their power, someone who is really just a really terrible leader, a very manipulative leader, someone who doesn't want to give you credit for what you offer, for what you bring to the table. They always make you feel worthless, right? There might be a big trip that you're thinking about taking, or maybe you're thinking about going to a conference or a seminar. Perhaps you're thinking about getting another job, right? Maybe an online job, starting your own business where one of the major platforms is online via a website or something of that nature, right? There's a lot of potential there. There's a lot of potential there. And I do see that if that is the case for you and you're trying to somehow leave a very unfortunate opportunity, a very unfortunate situation, partnership, venture with another person, I see that if you did bring that to an end, you would have a very successful brand new beginning. And the moon, for both romantic and non-romantic, the moon does suggest uncertainty, right? Not knowing what's beyond, a little bit of cloudiness. But the thing is, the moon, more than anything, also speaks to our emotions. Okay, it speaks to our emotions, our subconscious. And so far, what we've seen in our subconscious, Libra, is that your subconscious has led you down a road of stagnance. You know, you're if anything, there's a slight sense of codependency, or just at the very least, an inability of knowing how to say no, an inability to leave a situation that you know doesn't serve you, because you're so good at defending other people that you don't really defend yourself very well, ironic as that is, right? But I see here that if you are able to bring closure to this situation, you have a wonderful opportunity at having something brand new. And the freedom, the liberation that you're going to feel is out of this world. I'm curious, what would the next card be out of this? Four of Wands. The Four of Wands, guys. Brand new stability. No. Brand new stability. The Four of Wands, if that's what you were always wanting, if you're always wanting a brand new business, or you were wanting something that successfully, just made you feel like everything that you invested into it would come to fruition, I feel like whatever this opportunity would be for you in the Three of Wands, if this was an expectation that you need to abandon for this situation, right? If you were expecting this situation to improve and you have to abandon it now, I see there being a brand new beginning and stability. Excuse me, guys. Or if this is you bringing an, what's it called? If it's not romantic, right? This is just a brand new beginning in a partnership or a venture, right? Just something completely new. The Fool is brand new, a birth of something brand new. Death is transformation. The Moon is a little bit uncertain, but we have here the Four of Wands. So it's like the journey may not be completely certain, but you know that the end result will be greater stability, because what you have right now is really not worth salvaging, right, Libra? And again, guys, take this as it resonates. If this is not your situation, then it's not your situation, right? Then it's not your message, and do not force any details in here that do not fit. You know, but if this is so far kind of resonating with your current situation, right, I feel that by leaving it, you would be doing yourself justice. And I can see how you would be a little bit afraid of what would be to come, right? Maybe you're afraid that you won't be stable. You will definitely be stable, much more stable than you are in this current situation. There's a huge life lesson you're supposed to be taking out of this, Libra. And I feel like the sooner you are able to use this clarity that you've received in your heart, once you've been able to tap into that epiphany and realize what it is you need in order to move forward, I think you'll feel the liberation of the Fool. I think you'll feel the liberation of finally taking the initiative, doing what you know is right, and coming out of this situation that does not serve you. Proceed with caution. If this is a new situation here, guys, right? If this is a romantic situation and this is their first offense, right? I see here that this is not going to be their first offense. I see that this is going to happen many times over, because whatever that first discussion looked like, whether romantic or otherwise, whatever that first discussion looked like where you caught them or their inconsistencies were brought to light, the conversation that proceeded was not enough to make them truly believe that there was any real consequence there if they did it again. And so I see that they will, most likely. All right, despite all the hard work you put into this other, it's very one-sided. One person here is pulling a lot more of the weight than the other because they're hopeful. But do not do that. Okay, Libra, if this is you, the one being hopeful, this person, I do not see. This person is just very, very self-centered, very narcissistic, just very manipulative. They don't care. They really don't. They pretend to care to get you out of your shell, to get enough information that they can use against you, to keep you just circling around in their mental games. That's all it is. Okay. So again, guys, take it as it resonates. Okay, if this is not your situation, then it's not yours, and then it is what it is. But if this is your situation, guys, please take it for what it's worth. Please, Libra, proceed with caution. Stay true to yourself. You know, confrontation can be scary, and depending on the level of manipulation this person tends to get to, right? I would even say that sometimes conversations are not even needed. Sometimes you just need to be fed up, pack a bag, and walk out. That's just the way it has to be sometimes, right? Sometimes the greatest communicators are just, our actions. I mean, they always are. Our actions trump our communication, but I'm saying that in situations like these where you might be able to talk someone through acting, corrective action, sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes the only way you can get your point across, like, no, I really don't like this, you don't understand. The best way to do that is to just, not even talk anymore, pack a bag and head out. And that's it. You deserve stability, Libra, and you're not getting it in this situation. You're just not. And this person does not care. They really don't. Whether it's a block, whether it's manipulation, whether it's holding back what they have to offer, right? Whatever this is, romantic or otherwise, there's a person here that just simply does not care and is using their power over you, over knowing how you are, knowing your sweet nature. They're taking advantage of that, and they're using it to reinforce their mind games. They like to play a lot of games. They like to play a lot of games. They like to hurt people. They're not a very nice person, this person you're dealing with, okay? So just be careful, and, if you have to exit, do so gracefully, and you owe no one an explanation, no one at all. Remember that, Libra. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You just have to do what's right for yourself, and that could either be enforcing some type of consequence, or removing yourself from the situation, okay? But at the end, I do see Four of Wands. I do see making a change to what you're expecting, exiting, bringing an end to the situation, whatever that looks like, and there will be stability brought. Okay, there will be stability brought to the situation, but be gentle with yourself, Libra. Be very gentle with yourself. You know, but I feel like you see this already, you know this already. Just start thinking of the next course of action that you would like to take. Think about where you want to be in the long term. Imagine what that version of yourself would say to you right now and how they would handle this situation, and try your very hardest to emulate what the future version of you would do in this situation, no matter how hard it is. But that's how you start. That's how you take your first step into being a better version of yourself, is by saying, I want to be more courageous. That's how my future self is. Then I need to start now. What is the next thing I could do that would prove to me, prove to myself, prove to others that I am courageous and I can do the right thing in the face of fear, right? And you can do that, Libra. You're completely capable, and it's one of your gifts. It's one of your gifts, is this courage to do what's right. So I feel like now this is a challenge for you to show that your gifts are it's what you bring to the world. I think you'll be very happily surprised to see how naturally this will come to you. Okay, so, but guys, I'm going to leave it here, Libra. I love you all so very much. Please stay true to yourself, okay? Do what you know is right, even though it's scary. Take your time, be gentle with yourself, say your prayers, you know, speak to your guardian angels, speak to your spirit guides, journal, light a candle, meditate, do yoga, whatever it is that you do to connect yourself and ground yourself. Make sure that you're doing more of those things, and start really envisioning the future, and start trying to bring your future closer by doing what your future self would do in this situation. That's how you that's how you close the distance. Okay, you can do it, Libra. Just take your time, okay? One step at a time. No need to rush, but just know that the situation does not serve, and that you have absolutely the potential to overcome this very well. I think much greater than you think. Much greater than you think you will. Okay, but all right, Libra, we're almost an hour here. I'm gonna keep on talking forever if you let me. I will see you guys later. Okay, I love you so much, Libra. Thank you so much for being here, guys. If this resonated and you enjoyed this reading, I would appreciate it so very much if you liked, shared, subscribed. If you want to see the next time I upload a video, don't forget to hit the little bell notification next to the subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to see where you guys are in your journey. Okay, this community is here to heal and encourage everyone passing through. So if you're looking for camaraderie and support, you are with the right soul family, my friends. Please, if you feel so compelled to share your story, you know, please do so. And we are all here together. Okay, you are not alone. All right, Libra, I love you. I will see you next time. Take care of yourself, and I will see you, all right? I love you so much. Bye, Libra.